Good morning, guys. I want to welcome you back to our channel, Bearded Lumber. We appreciate you tuning in. Today's video is going to be just a little bit different. I don't know if I had to put a title on it, it'd probably be reasons you stay off of Facebook Marketplace. If you know, you know why. And like a 1 month update on our kiln build and the finishing of our kiln building. But we appreciate you tuning in. We'll get past the intro here, and I got a few things we want to cover this morning. Thanks, guys. Okay, I'm back. Let me turn the lights on here in the shop. It's still early. Show you what we was working on yesterday. Had some 2-foot trailer decking. Matthew and I whacked out 19-foot 2x8s. Now I remember why I woke up hurting this morning. Them babies are heavy. Anyway, if you guys out there, especially you American guys, I'm sure you have similar things in different countries you live in, but around here we like Facebook Marketplace. It's a wonderful thing, but it's also a dangerous thing. If you don't want to spend no money, or don't want to buy things you probably could have lived without, stay off the Marketplace. Was yesterday sitting around, and after Sunday dinner, sitting around talking, I looked on Marketplace, and I said, oh my goodness, seen something. And of course everybody, their son's sitting there, well just go get it. That's not the kind of encouragement I need. But anyway, Dad and I got in the truck, took off, and from where we live in western North Carolina, right next to the South Carolina border, we drove about an hour and a half up to Hudson, North Carolina. Never been through there. It's a kind of in-between town between Lenore and Boone, Blowing Rock, up that way. Beautiful area. I enjoyed the ride. It was worth the trip. Just, you know, spend time with my father and ride and enjoy the conversation. But anyway, I've always wanted a big antique saw blade for a business sign on my building over here. So I seen one on Marketplace, which, you know, that's not all bad in its own right, but you know what they say, if one's good, two's better. Well, heck, if you're there, why don't you just buy 5? I went and bought 5 of these circle saw blades, and you can see the height on it. These average 52 to 56 inches tall. No, I didn't need them. I just wanted them. But the gentleman was making a good package offer, so they're yard art. You know, this one has no temper. You could never saw with it. This one actually was probably a stone saw, a resaw for like granite, because it's got carbide teeth on the top of it. But it's still beautiful for a sign, wall art. I see these boys have the same problems we do. Can you see that? That's what happens when you hit a piece of metal. $3,000 saw just went to kapooey. Got that tooth, that one. But it don't affect the value of a piece of yard art. It's beautiful. Then got these two 52-inch blades. Actually, one of them is serviceable. It could be used, and the other one is not. I think this is a serviceable one, but stay off marketplace if you don't spend any money. I don't regret it. We all got our addictions, things we like. And I've always wanted one. Now I got 5 of them. Oh, let me walk back over here and turn the light off so it don't run all day. There we go. If you look back at our videos, when we were building our kiln doors, we got all our lumber, our steel material from Ty at Top Tier Fabrication. I talked to him the other day and sent him a vector file for our logo, and he's going to see about cutting one of those and putting our logo in it and hang it up on the barn over here. So maybe we'll do some video on that when that comes to pass. Maybe a little while, but anyway, I enjoyed it. Now, our kiln building. We ended our kiln series with the finishing the kiln, but we left some items on the building itself to be finished later, and we've gotten around to most of those, and I just wanted to give you an update and show you. On this end of the building, the driveway side, Matthew and I finished the board and batten. Got the corner boards on. Went across the front where we'd left the battens off the building for the hinges and stuff. Got all that put in. Actually, installed a light. We got a switch, got a plug in over here. Yeah, it's not a whole lot of light, but don't need a whole lot of light down here. It's not a working building. It's kiln and storage, so I've been out here at night. It's plenty adequate for what we need. As far as the doors, the seals, we had to make a couple modifications. There's some unforeseen things. We had a spot right there in that corner where our seals didn't overlap. We had to go back in and add a little material. I think this centerfold, it didn't overlap exactly like we wanted at the bottom. Had to adapt to it. And right here in this corner, it didn't seal the best in the world, so I've just stuck a piece of foam in there, and that seals up the gap for now. Other than that, been very happy with the performance of it. We'll talk a little bit further about that in a minute. Here comes my buddy. Hey Vader, where are you doing, buddy? Where are you going? Yeah. He's been a bad boy lately. He won't stay across. He won't keep from crossing the road, so he's having to spend a lot of time on the chain learning. So over here on this side, got 2 lights installed. Yeah, I know they're old. I could have bought new LEDs, but I had these 3 left sitting here and a case of bulbs, so it didn't cost nothing to put them up. I got to get those wired in over here on this post. I'm gonna put in a switch, an outlet, and probably another switch. We'll have a security light out here on this end of the building. And on this side of the structure, it's now completed. And it wasn't bad, but like anything else, it turns out to be more work than you expected. Time you put the siding on, you put this face on, and you build the corner, and you know, we got a day's work and finish it off both ends. It always takes more time than you expect. Now let's start on the kiln. It's been 4 full weeks of running. We've already run all of this pine. It's 6 stacks of yellow pine and 4 stacks of white pine. These didn't take that long. They were about a half cycle because they were already way down in the teens. I'd cut them back in April. So they've been air dried since April. So basically, and the customer didn't want them super dry anyway. He wanted them tempered and then sterilized. So all that's been run. Got a batch in there running right now, but here's what's going in next. I'm not sure which video will come out first, video cutting this wood or video of kiln drying it, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks of maple. This is all my wood I'm gonna saw. And then I got a 580 foot of walnut. And if you can see, these walnut boards they're mostly all 1.1 by 10 inches by 8 foot. Same way with these spalted maples, ambrosias. I cut them a little thick, and then I've got I think it's about 500 feet of walnut for another customer. I got to run it, so we're gonna fill the kiln up with this. And be honest with you, if I get time, I got some sycamore over there. I'm probably gonna saw up enough sycamore to make 2 more of these 450 board foot stacks, be another 900 feet, and that'll be a max run. That'll get us up to 3,800 feet. I'd like to go 4,000, but there's a couple mixed up stacks there, so it'd be a pretty good stack of wood. Now, let's see here. Yeah, bucket system, yeah, it works. It's not a big deal on hardwoods because they don't evacuate a lot of water day to day, but on pine it can be a little cumbersome because it'll evacuate 30 gallons a day. So you're dumping water 2 or 3 times a day to keep up with it. I will make some changes, but not right now. Let me turn this light back on here. Now, one of those runs, the pine over there, I didn't quite have a kiln full, so I had a stack of 1 by 10 pine boards. We went ahead and run them. So these are mine, they've been kiln dried. And this is what's left out of the first batch. You've probably seen that video already, where we run 4 stacks of poplar. 2 of them have already evaporated. I got 2 left. Now, let's go inside and look, see how the controller's doing. Whew, it's getting warm in here this morning. Okay, tell you what I'm looking at from yesterday. We're still sitting at 119.4 degrees. I got it set at 120, and we're looking at 94.6 on the wet bulb, and I know it's set at 94. And moisture content is 17%. It hasn't moved a whole lot in the last day. It's kind of hit a flat spot, and it's just holding there. The reason you see this one number flashing is I turned that probe off. For whatever reason, that probe from the beginning has been extremely low, and I've moved it to another board. More to come on these pins. I'm not a big fan of them, to be honest with you, because they're not insulated. They make better pins. I don't know if this machine can use them, but I'm gonna find out. But they make a pin that is insulated from the shank down to the tip to where it only reads at the tip. I have a good quality moisture meter. I got a lingo mat. It's a good starter meter. They're not cheap by any means, but I'm looking at a long pin. I probably chew up the name Delhorst or Delhurst. I've reached out to them, waiting on a phone call back. I want to talk to they're humans before I spend the kind of money they want for a higher end wood tester. When I get one, we'll let you know, do a review on it, but I want a third opinion. You know, this tester tells me one thing, the wood miser is telling me something else, and I want a third opinion to kind of corroborate the two, because you know it's saying that wood's at 7%, and I know it's not. And I've moved that pin a couple times, and I don't know if all it's reading is electrical current across those grains. I had the same problems with probes 1 and 4. They were reading extremely high. They were like when I first put it in, they were at like 55, 60%, and everything else was, you know, in the 30s. And I moved the pins around, and they fell in line with everybody else. So things we're learning. I'm not a big fan of their pin type method they're using. The method is fine, but they make better pins that are insulated. So more to follow on that. We're learning. Like I say, we're about a week and a half. Yeah, a week and a half, 2 weeks into this run of oak, and oak's a different animal. It just takes time. It'll teach you patience. But let me look back on my. You got to keep paperwork. Yeah, we started out at an average of 52.4, and that's, yeah, and that's with, I think, probes 1 and 4 were reading a little awkward. They were reading 67%, and the same wood on another stack was reading 44. But we were still around high 40s, 50% moisture when it went in, and we're down to 17%. So we're getting close. Got about, you know, what is that? About 8 to 10 more. I'll probably stop around 8 and sterilize it, because I found you lose a percent to 2% in sterilization, because you're evacuating more water. Morning, Matthew.
Morning.
I hate to do this, but I'm gonna walk in the kiln just for you. It is hot and stuffy, so I won't talk in here. We'll just look. Whew. Lord mercy. 120 degrees and high humidity gets right to your skin. Okay, if you seen when we walked in there, there's a couple mantle pieces laying there. Had another gentleman runs a sawmill. He called me, I don't know, a few days into running this, he had a poplar mantle and a pine mantle he wanted to get kiln dried. I explained to him that you can't technically kiln dry something that thick. I said what I can do is put it in there and run it with this cycle. It'll evacuate a good bit of moisture, but the biggest thing we'll do for you is sterilize it at the end, so that it'll be, you know, safe to put in someone's home. So that's why they're in there. He knows in advance they're not going to be super dry, but they will be run up to temp, and there won't be any bugs in them. That's going to do it for our update on the kiln building and reasons you need to stay off Facebook Marketplace. But
way too much.
Yeah, it's a dangerous thing. I buy a lot of stuff off the Marketplace, but we appreciate you tuning in, watching our channel. If you would, like, subscribe, and share, and check that notification icon. So every time Matthew does all this hard work and edits a video, you'll get notified about it. But guys, we thank you, and we'll see you back at the mill.
Thank you for watching. Here's a video selection and a playlist suggestion. Click here to subscribe for more great content. We'll see you at the mill.